COVID was a blessing for us. A lot of people saw COVID come like, holy cow. And for us, our business, people weren't driving during COVID for the first 3 months in Florida. So our business literally dropped off. And after I had recovered from my 2-week depression, because going to my office and not having anybody there for 2 weeks, I said, what can we do right now? And what we could do is we could do training videos. So I was allowed to have, I think, up to 5 people or whatever. So I brought a videographer in and I had people working from home and they were typing up scripts, and we did something like 50 or 60 training videos in 3 weeks. My wife and I came in the office. We lived right up the street. We came in the office. We had a videographer, my wife and myself, and we made training videos. And so we built infrastructure. We also had changed our computer system because we had a couple of months where there was no new work coming in. So we were able to migrate our computer system over and upgrade our computer system. So very powerful use of the time. So while everybody else was like, oh my gosh, what are we going to do? And I was like that, but I said, let's do what we can do right now. And so we built the infrastructure. If not, building infrastructure is like changing an engine at 35,000 feet. You'd rather change the engine on the airplane on the ground. But if you don't, you're going to have to learn to change it at speed, at altitude. And that's very tough to do. It takes a lot longer to do it that way. You want to use certain opportunities to build your infrastructure. The main difference between scaling and growth. Growth is strictly about your revenue, size of your company. Scaling is about creating systems and processes that reliably deliver performance without you participating in that process. So true scaling is you create a system, a company with systems and processes that will continually deliver the results that you are expecting based on the work that you're doing. That's truly scaling. Most people get fixated on growth, but they don't realize sometimes you have to back off a little bit on growth to build the systems and processes. And if you're just starting out, take the time to build the infrastructure, because that is something that's effective. If you're a solopreneur or small firm CEO, you build the infrastructure. Get the feedback from your teams, but you make sure you develop the systems and processes, develop the standard operating procedures, and enforce those. And that will help you grow much faster and scale much faster as well. And by the way, there are certain number of benchmarks. You can't get over 50 million without infrastructure. You really can't get over 25 million without infrastructure. You really start feeling the pain over 10 million when you don't have sufficient infrastructure. And that infrastructure evolves and evolves and evolves. And you start off with infrastructure checklists. That's the first type of standard operating procedure, would be a checklist. And then you can evolve something that's a little bit more in depth. But as you come up, there's certain points. 25 million is a major breakthrough, 50 million is a major breakthrough, 100 million is a major breakthrough. And you have to reinvent the entire infrastructure at that point. I'm already working on the infrastructure for 100 million. What do I need to do? And part of that infrastructure is a rigorous hiring and onboarding and training program that will run without any input from any senior managers, that people will be able to just come in, we'll find the best employees, onboard them, train them, and then of course we do on-the-job training too. But that training part, that's where our limiting factor is right now, is hiring and retaining the best talent and training them. And so that's the next component of our infrastructure. I have all the standard operating procedures to train people with. Now I need to have the training system that utilizes all of that to bring people up. But there's different breakpoints. You know, when you're at $5 or $10 million, you want to stabilize your cash flow. You want to make sure that, for example, your deposits and your accounting system is all standardized. You want to make sure what the flow of revenue is, be able to get your forecasting right, what the reports you want from your controller or your accountant or your bookkeeper, what reports you want to get. That's all the kind of stuff that at that level. And at that level of under 10 million, you probably know every employee. So you're able to give them feedback and making sure they're doing their job. When you get up to be 25 or 50 million, you don't know all the employees. When there'll be turnover, you won't know everybody. So there's different systems and processes for different levels of revenue. And head counts too. That's another way to look at it, is revenue and or head count. 25 up to 25 employees is one type of company. 50 to 100 is another type of company. Over 100 is another type of company. And then over 300, I think, they've done some studies on this, that 300 is the number where it gets another shift of complexity. So we're developing a training center here in Florida, and we're going to have both in-person training. We can do up to 250 people in person. And we can also have video conferences where we're going to have video monitors. We'll be able to do probably 1,000 people on a Zoom call. And my vision for that is really it's to talk to different people at different levels. One of our core business, in our office buildings, we have space sharing arrangements, which is like a virtual suite, and we also, people are able to rent one office. And so it's my passion to help small businesses. And you don't necessarily need a huge office. You can have just one office with a desk and a phone, and we provide reception services. So I want to provide a front to back, soup to nuts in business education system. One of the biggest challenges I had as a young solopreneur and a young entrepreneur was understanding what I need to know about accounting, what I need to know about recruiting and hiring, what I need to know about marketing, what I need to know about branding, is branding work, and those kinds of things. And so we will have training for the people who are in our business, meaning our space sharing, but then we can also take that nationwide by virtue of the online training components as well. So I definitely can give different trainings at different points, and we're at the point I'm developing the curriculum right now for people who are 10 million, 20 million, 50 million. But my passion is really the smaller entrepreneurs when they get started to help them, because actually 90% of businesses fail in the first 5 years. And they don't fail for a lack of enthusiasm. They fail because you don't have the basic business knowledge to make your business work. And there's a lot of gaps in knowledge. So I'm going to start with the people who are local, and then we're going to work up from there. I've documented all the mistakes I've made. And so I can definitely share all of those for different levels of business to get you guys, entrepreneurs and small business owners, to hopefully not make those same mistakes and make your own mistakes and feed them back to me so I can help you as well. So if you have any business questions right now, if you're dealing with any particular unique issues, go ahead and post them in the comments or personal message me. I will give you a response if I can, or we can set up a time to talk. Love to hear what you find useful and what challenges you're facing, because obviously we're here to help each other, and a lot of people help me out, and I want to pay it forward and help you out. So comment or send me a message, and we'll hopefully can help you get through a problem that you're dealing with.
If you want to work with someone who's already been through there, give me a call, follow me on Instagram. We have plenty of content that will help you grow your business, and we look forward to seeing you at the top.